Hello there, and you're very welcome to the Arkham Avengers Fantasy Football Premier League podcast. You join me, the host, along with Eamon and Hector, as we take a look to see how the managers in this league are performing. There'll be views, analysis, comments, and much more as we wait to see which manager will be crowned the champion. Gentlemen, Gameweek 36 is in progress at the moment. We're looking at the last few matches of today. Tottenham and Wolves are currently in play and it's 0-0. And then later on, we have West Brom versus Liverpool and Everton versus Sheffield United. If we take a very quick look here, just to see what the situation was when Gameweek 35 ended. Of course, only the best are still in the lead there. But what's gone on with Tobuggers 5 having played the triple captain, Eamon? Well, I think probably for a start, it was a good move by Tobuggers 5 to play the triple captain. I mean, as we said, Man United were playing 3 times. Now, it's unfortunate that he selected Fernandes to be the captain and he didn't play all of the matches. However, Game Week 34, Tobuggers were 62 points behind, only the best. By the time the points were tallied up for Game Week 35, they were 24 points behind. Yeah, it's a bit of a real dent made in that gap, hasn't there been? There has been, yes. And I think it puts pressure on both of these managers now at the point. How would you make that out, Eamon? Well, I suppose when you're looking at the triple captain that was played, like Topogger 5s, they don't have anything else now. As far as I'm aware, they don't have any more armory left there. That was the triple captain. That was to try and reel in only the best. And they made a good fist of it. However, this week, only the best have played their triple captain. Oh yes, they've selected Salah. So this could prove to be a clincher, do you think? I think so, yes. I think it's it could make or break both of these managers here, either of them. Hector, what would you say?
Well, I say that, you play triple captain. He bring it down to 24 points, as you say. And, if he try and get few points in, he maybe get a few more points taken off them. But I think that the triple captain this week probably be bigger than even triple captain.
You think that's going to be it there? Because really, Salah's only playing 1 match, so he's going to triple up there.
That's right, yes, you're very right on that.
Okay, there. And coming into today's matches, only the best had 15 points. Now they had 1 transfer. They brought in Godfrey, the defender from Everton. They put out that guy Kabak. That guy shouldn't have been in the first place. And I'm really surprised that only the best in bringing that defender from Liverpool. He really just, what a waste of time. But yeah, so he's 15 points coming in today. It's going to be a low scoring type of a weekend because we haven't got all of the teams playing. Yeah, that's right. And Tobuggers 5 have 12 points coming into this round. Now, they made 1 transfer. They put out Ian and Hector because, of course, Leicester were playing in the FA Cup final. And he brought in Antonio from West Ham, who got him 2 points. Yeah, really not a good move, is it? It doesn't seem to be a good move, no. I'm sure he could have brought in somebody else, couldn't he? Hector?
Well, you bring in a player, you expect him to do good. You're looking at him, he bring better form. I think, though, he could bring in another chap. He will bring in maybe, somebody else. But you bring in manager or you bring in player. To manager bring in player to do this. And look, this is what it is. You can't do anything else about it. You have to accept what you get and that.
Okay. Now we come down to Arkham Avengers. And Arkham Avengers coming into today's set of matches had 26 points. Now, they made 3 transfers and lost 8 points. I'm going to start with you first, Hector.
Well, very strange. Like last time he make transfers and he lose points, but he doing well. He make points.
Yeah, he ended up with 130 points altogether there. Now, he's not making much of a gap, or he's not making any dent, really. It's small. It's minute, people would say. But he's still going in the right direction. But would you have bothered to lose 8 points this game week?
No, I would not. I don't think I would. I would have just let it go and keep points. Every point count.
Well, he's not under any major pressure from anybody. I think at game week 35, he was 129 points ahead of Blightsome squad. So he's in a good position there.
He is, but still, why you lose point, I don't know. It not make no sense to me.
And Eamon, I'm sure you have maybe 1 or 2 words to say about this. Well, look, this is the spoofer all over again. I mean, Panto spoofer is what I'm going to call this guy. Well, look, he brought in Rafinha from Leeds and he got 6 points. So, look, that is not bad going. That's a good result. However, he brought in Bamford and he put out Watkins. Bamford got the total sum of 1 point and Watkins had 5 points there. Now, there's where the spoofer has been caught out. He should have left Watkins where he was sitting there. Is he probably thinking that Leeds might have an easier run-in? Well, they might have an easier run-in, but Bamford, I've discussed this at length on and off. I wouldn't have him near the training ground. This guy is just not cutting the mustard. Okay, and he brought in an Everton defender and put Cresswell out. Yes, he has. So look, he's going to have to wait to see what happens there. No great shakes coming from this guy. Move on, please. Okay, Blightsome squad had 18 points coming into today. Now they had 2 transfers and they lost 4 points. They brought in Alexander Arnold from Liverpool and they put out James from Chelsea. Of course, he's not playing. And they brought in Godfrey also from Everton. They put out Shaw because Man U not playing. Now, Eamon, they had Lingard as their captain and Jesse Lingard has been doing good. But he's on a dip. Yeah, he is on a dip. And I don't think Blightsome are really going to be very happy. They got 4 points from this guy as their captain. Not really good. It cancels out the points that they lost. Not a great return. And I mean, they've got Kane up front, so they're really going to expect Kane to do the business here, aren't they? Yeah, Kane's going to have to do something here in order to help them get points that they need. Okay, and that match, as we're recording here, is still 0-0. Well, no. Okay. And as far as I know, Lucas Moore is on their team. And as we speak, currently at the moment, he didn't start. He's on the bench. Okay, well, I think they have enough of a cushion at the moment to remain in 4th place. But yeah, they need to try and get something out of these last remaining 2 game weeks. Now, Gingerpool had 12 points coming in. They had 1 transfer. They brought Kane in for Everton. They put Cresswell out. Now, they have Salah as their captain to play. Any comments or views? Well, look, he has a few players to play. Again, not many points coming into this. Expect Salah to do the business. Max Van Effert then are in 6th place. They had 16 points coming into today. They have no transfers. They've opted for Jota from Liverpool as their captain. Now, Hector, they've left Fernandes on. Any sort of idea what's gone on there?
Well, I think maybe he no have enough players. He could have. He probably think he don't want to put out the Fernandes.
But he's left Doherty, and Eamon touched on this the last time. Doherty is there again. Now he is on the subs bench. Yeah, look, this guy is on the subs bench, but he hasn't played, as I said, since game week 28. And yeah, if you have transfer there, He's rolling a transfer over. Okay, he also has a wild card to play, and I expect that he's going to be playing this really, really soon. But there's two players that you're potentially. And I don't think Doherty will play, but there's two players. So you only have 9 guys on the pitch, and you're hoping that they'll perform. Questionable is what I would say. Questionable. We move down then to 7th place and to What a Beauty. They have 11 points coming into this match today. No transfers either. Now, they did have Watkins as the captain, so at the moment they have 10 points. There'll probably be bonus points to be put in place there. They also have Harrison on the bench, and by the looks of things, he'll be coming on, so that's another 16 points. This is a decent return so far. Yes, it is. And let's not forget, he still has his free hit, triple captain, and his bench boost to play. And I think that we expect that these will be played in these next coming weeks here. He's going to try and finish on a flurry. He's going to go out with a bang, I think, here. He is, game week 35, I think he was 85 points behind maximum effort. I'd expect that he's trying to do something here and close the gap. And Mihal's Tiger Tokens, of course, our team that's on autopilot. 1 point coming into the day. Calvert-Lewin from Everton has to play with their captain. They might get a few points there. However, they have 6 players who won't be featuring or playing, and they have no points to come off the bench. So it's really not looking very good there, is it?
Not really, no. I say not, no.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you for being here today. 24 minutes have gone in the match between Spurs and Wolves, and it's still 0-0. We'll be coming back to have a recap after game week 36 finishes, and we'll look at what the points tallied up for players and who made a good move. Did anybody not make a move? And then should we look forward to game week 37? And we must be due to have a discussion about the points to tell our listeners how were the points accumulated for my players. Yes, I think that podcast will be coming within the next week, and we'll have a little discussion about it. Yes, well, we'll be looking at game week 36 in its entirety, and just to see who's moving and what the difference of the gaps, and whether Tobogger 5 have managed to keep up with only the best, or did the triple captain work for them? And we look at that tomorrow. So our podcast should be coming out tomorrow for that. Listeners, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that you're enjoying our little chat. And don't forget to subscribe. And Hector, I think you want to say something, do you?
Yes, hello. I want to give shout out to all our listeners in France. We have a big following there, and we say, bonjour to them.
All right, okay. Thank you for that. Stay tuned for our next podcast. Take care and stay safe.